What's up? If you are an aspiring sonographer thinking about going to ultrasound school, or maybe you are in the prerequisite phase, this video could not be any more for you than what it is, okay? So I am Teresa, ultrasound tech, been doing this for about 7 years now, and I wanted to go over with you a few things that I wish I knew before I started my ultrasound sonography career. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm not holding back anything. The first thing that I want to go over is I wish I would have done more research and observed, okay, the main specialties of ultrasound. So the main specialties of ultrasound are OBGYN, that's one. Vascular sonography, that's two. Echocardiography, that's three. Okay, and then the fourth one is like general sonography. And granted, there's a lot of institutions that does a different group of combinations of the ones above, but knowing those big four, the separate workflow of each one, the type of studies that you do in each one would have been nice to know so that I could best choose which specialty I wanted to go into. Yeah. So, of course, OBGYN, everybody knows, is the babies. Most people go into ultrasound sonography, including me, thinking that I would do babies. And let me just tell you, I have not scanned a pregnant woman's belly in, I don't know, a year, couple years. I have no idea. I do not do OBGYN at all. And then vascular sonography, you are a lot of times going to work in like a vascular lab. You can work in the hospital and stuff too, but you'll work in like a vascular lab doing like AVIs. You'll know a lot about fistulas. You might be doing arterial upper and lower extremities, working with vascular surgeons, things like that. General sonography, you are doing abdominal completes, looking at kidneys, bladders, liver. The list can go on. And then echo, you are looking at the heart. So echo does the heart. That is their focus. That is their organ, the heart. I will say that I think I would have chose to do echo had I done more research. I'm grateful for what I decided to do instead. There is still many opportunities for me to add echo, but I think I would have did echo. So another thing that I think I would have done differently with choosing my specialty is I would have researched the current job openings in my area to see what specialty at least was prevalent in my area. You know, you might be living in a place that has a heart institute. Well, if it has a heart institute, then maybe they need more echo sonographers than they would a general sonographer. Not saying that they don't need both, but just making sure that there are jobs available in my area, unless I plan on moving. But make sure there's jobs available in my area in the specialty that I am about to pursue. So the situation I got myself into was I did general sonography. My program did not include vascular sonography, and most hospitals combine general and vascular sonography. There's an exception that don't, but a lot do. I didn't get any vascular experience, and when I came out of school, my area was saturated with ultrasound techs, okay? There was way more general ultrasound techs than jobs. So my first job was at a hospital that did not do any vascular. I did do OBGYN in general, but I didn't get any vascular training or anything like that. So when I went to the rest of the world, I felt underexperienced, not having that vascular. So there's that. I would definitely make sure that it's not oversaturated, or just make sure that I can get a job, okay, working more than just the 1 day a week that I worked. Anywho, child, let's move on. The next one that I want to go into is negotiating salary. I wish I knew how to negotiate salary before I became a sonographer. knowing how to negotiate salary is important for any job, because there is a lot of places that have ranges, and if they have ranges, if you don't advocate for yourself, you might be at the bottom of that range. My experience is that I applied and accepted a position at a place that gave me nearly the same dollar amount offer as they gave someone a decade prior. That is not okay. That is not okay. I don't know if it's the institution that's the problem. I don't know if it's me that's the problem. I don't know what the problem was. But I accepted a position paying $23 an hour. And I believe the tech that had been there like 10 years, or the other techs, they got like $21 or $22 an hour like 10 years prior. That's not okay. If I would have known how to negotiate my salary, especially I was in a rural area, it wasn't there wasn't a whole bunch of competition, so I probably could have got the salary that I wanted. I was dumbfounded when I even got the offer. Like, it was hard for me to be grateful to get a job, just because I had known that 10 years ago it was like $22 or something like that. So when I got the offer of 23, although that was a big jump from my collegiate job, it still just felt like a slap in the face. I was just like, dang, I've worked so hard. I got a bachelor's degree. I did this hard sonography program, and I was offered $23 an hour. It already had felt like, oh my God, I'm gonna be living paycheck to paycheck. Well, that's not the case. Things change, but I wish I knew how to negotiate salary before becoming a sonographer, especially for those of us that this is your first big girl, big boy job. Knowing how to negotiate is important, because once you get on a job, being able to get substantial raises is few and far between. But also, if you're just transcending from a different market, a different type of job, knowing what the going rate of pay is in your area and making sure you're getting above what you believe you're worth is important. So that's my opinion on that. The next one was how to interview. So I already told you that the demand was high. There was more, hold up, back up, Teresa. There were more sonographers than jobs available. So when you did apply for a job, you needed to come with your A game. I applied for a really good position in that area. And I fumbled the bag. They asked me why I applied to the job. And basically, in fewer words, I'm embarrassed to say, but it's my testimony. I basically told them I seen the job in the middle of the night, and I got up out the bed and I applied. That's basically what I told them. So knowing how to interview, and granted, I would assume that maybe other people have better, etiquette, professionalism, interview skills than what I had at that time. And granted, the interview, I did decently well, but I was in competition with other people that wanted the role as well. And that answer, I just felt like just wasn't it, especially I was in front of 5 people. How embarrassing. But knowing how to interview, because going to school for all the years, paying out as much as you pay to become a sonographer, and applying for a job that maybe it's an in-between situation or maybe it's your dream job, knowing how to interview, don't allow that to be an obstacle that doesn't allow you to get to where you are trying to go. So know how to interview, know how to negotiate your salary, know what employment opportunities are in your area for at least your top 1 or 2 specialties, and observe the different sonography specialties. Usually, in order to get accepted into a school, you have to observe. So I would observe multiple different specialties to see what you could see yourself doing, what clicks for you for a long period of time. So that's what I wish I knew. Please go ahead and drop in the chat what you wish you knew before you got into sonography school or became a sonographer. If you have already started the journey, if you have any questions for me, please go ahead and drop it. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I am happy to make more and more videos for you here at Path to Passing.